screen.
Yay! Ladies and gentlemen, it's us. It's that time again. Wait. I don't want to miss you. Got to get her in all of her glory.
Because we have matching outfits. We did that this last week and people loved it.
Well, you're kind of not showing off yours.
I am.
Okay, well,
What?
So we're wearing matching, it's hard to say, matching Metropolis shirts.
You got to do that first.
Hello, this is John. And I'm sorry. Hello, this is Dee. Oh, hell.
This is...
Oh. I broke a champagne glass.
Well, it's not a party. It's not a party till you break a glass. This is
I guess it's a party.
With Dee Dee and John.
And me.
Who breaks the glass. And we have a bottle of booze. We're having a ball. We are just having a great time.
We are celebrating so many things. We had a great time last night at the... I'll drink out of the glass. I only broke the bottom.
This is the glass.
I only broke the bottom part off.
I'll get another glass.
I'll drink out of this. Yeah, come back. Don't leave me here to just talk.
All right. What? Like you can't continue talking for 5 hours? And you're good at it. It's a compliment.
That's why they call me Phil. Buster. So, we have had a wonderful time here in Smashville. It's been great. And we're about to catch up with, on Friday, a dear friend of ours, Larry Hall, who did a bunch of the music to include all of the background music, the beautiful scoring of the movie I Missed. The movie is not called I Missed. The movie's called To Die For, and he did all the musical score for that. And it's wonderful. We're going to go see him. He's had a couple of health issues, but he's doing great. And he and his new bride.
Woo! That went really far away.
That left a mark right there. I'll tell you what. Wait.
Oh my God, it did.
Yeah, it left a mark.
It left a big skid mark.
We're going to need... It's not a skid mark.
It's a skid mark. Not like your undies skid mark. I mean, like a skid mark
on the ceiling. Can we start over?
No, the cord goes and then skids across and it left a mark. I think it's pretty cool.
All right, you go.
Well, we are wearing matchies.
Matchies?
Yeah, and it's Metropolis because we've had the most wonderful travel time. So,
we have, because we came from, we had to do kind of, not an emergency trip, but kind of.
Not totally planned.
No, because as you know, we took a wonderful train ride to Los Angeles from Kansas City.
And tell everyone, our friends, how you found out about that trip.
Found out about what?
The trip you want to take a train to Kansas City?
Oh, like 5 o'clock one morning.
Wasn't that early?
Okay, 5:45. Mister. That's how she wakes me up. Mister, you want to go to Kansas City on the train and go do an event with... Oh, the event was great. I think we talked about the event already, right? The event?
Yeah, but still, I don't know if we got into...
and everybody, that was fantastic.
Travel.
But let me tell you what she means when she says, do you want to thus and so? It means she's already purchased tickets and it's already written in stone. It's already like...
Well, it's not written in stone. We can always de-stone. We can always do something else.
Yeah. Don't worry. I bought the insurance.
I did.
She said, thank God, because we did not take the train back.
Pardon me, boy.
Is that the cat that chewed your new shoes? So we did not take the train back.
Well, why didn't we
opted to go faster.
Well, why did we need to? Because we knew that route.
Here's to our glorious country. Here's to small towns like Metropolis. I love you. It was great fun. I'm so glad that we did all of that. Here's to our show. Our podcast is getting more and more popular, more and more people watching it every week. Mystery to me. I love you.
I love you. And we love Kansas City, too.
My pathetic little champagne glass. Boy, I tell you what. I don't know if you watched the... sorry.
Pardon me, boy.
You have to drink. It's bad luck not to, but it's also bad luck to be superstitious. So figure that out. I'm a little hoarse because I just did sound check and I haven't sung in a while. But the Union Station in Kansas City is absolutely staggeringly beautiful.
And you know what I like, though? The Kansas City Star, the local newspaper, made a big deal about John being there and talking about how great it is. And this gives you a flavor and mission of what we want to do for the 250th birthday of America, and we're going to visit all 50 states and see all these great places. So please, 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 I'm telling you, you will have the best ideas. We've got a big map. We're trying to put it together.
It's a map of the United States.
Yeah, but scheduling's hard. Scheduling, it's difficult to put it all together. So please keep them coming. Whatever state you live in, or even a state you visit, and you're like, oh, this is a great place, a great venue, a great stop to talk about that state and what's special about it in our country.
Yep.
And you're all doing such a great job, but please keep them coming because we've still got a lot of states to fill, and we will do it. We will absolutely, for sure, make all 50 states, celebrate our country. We're going to do a documentary about it, and we're already having a ball. It's not even July 4th yet.
We haven't even started yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't started yet. So as you know, we're going to start at 11:30, actually on the 3rd of July. And the show is going to run over midnight.
So we're going
of course, at midnight, we're going to sing Happy Birthday to America. And that's going to be
like Dick Clark used to do.
Like New Year's Rockin' Eve. I did that.
It'll be Bob Courtney.
It'll be
Mayor Bob Courtney. He's going to do the countdown.
And then we'll sing the song, and then it'll be the 4th of July. And that is our actual kickoff of the 50-state tour. In Madison, Indiana. But now it's going to be, that's going to be with a whole band. It's going to be big. Cody is not going to be there. Keith Burns is going to be there. Cody has a gig somewhere else that night. But then we are going to get on the bus and quick like bunnies go to Dunlap, Tennessee and play the afternoon or early evening of the 4th of July in Dunlap, Tennessee. So just like that, Bob's your uncle, Sally's your aunt, will have taken care of Indiana and Tennessee in 24 hours.
Yeah.
And both of those will be with the Stars and Bars band, the big band, the whole thing with everybody. That's going to be great. But some of these shows are going to be me doing the show like I did in Branson with the big screen behind me. Talking about the movies, talking about the music, talking about Dukes, of course. I've got some great footage on there, memories like the Dukes of Hazzard screen tests. And speaking of that, when we were at last night, we were at Kid Rock's opening of his fantastic and wonderful restaurant.
It's really something.
The Detroit Cowboy. Do you say Detroit or Detroit?
Detroit.
Kind of a mixture of both.
Just being honest, Detroit. But I would think if you're in the Deep South, maybe you say Detroit.
I've never trusted people that say I'm just being honest. I got to be honest with you.
You know what? I agree with you. Scratch that. I'm just telling you how I say it because I think of Detroit as Detroit. Because that's, I think, how they said it in the beginning. Look, I have a history degree. Give me a break. I know my history. Degree. So in that neck of the woods, there were fur traders. So there was Detroit. There was Montreal. That's way French. And Toronto Quebec. And all that. Yes, that's right. Quebec. And close to Canada. You had a lot of French there. But I always say, when I see Detroit, I still in my head think Detroit. So that's why I say Detroit.
Detroit.
It's weird, I know, but just...
What was I talking about? About how great that was.
Detroit Cowboy.
And we ran into Dennis Quaid.
But first,
I've known Dennis Quaid a long time. Well, of course, we saw Bob.
Yeah, he was great. Oh my God, John Schneider. And he gave a big hug, gave us big kisses.
He doesn't call me John Schneider.
He
just
did.
said John and gave me a hug.
No, because it was...
these great big glasses on, great
glasses. It was to you like, oh, John Schneider, like, you're the man. I know, it was it was really a great greeting. It was a lovely greeting.
Point being, we ran into Dennis Quaid, who's a wonderful actor. And if you haven't seen, I did cut my finger on, not on this, on that. Dennis Quaid in Reagan. Well, in anything he's done.
He was great.
The Rookie, he was great. You met him when he did The Rookie, right?
Yeah, I said, Dennis, you're not going to remember me, but I was your greeter. I put together your visit to the White House when you did the screening with President Bush.
Right.
And he goes, oh, yeah, I remember you. So it took a minute. And his little boy, who was big now, and he's a big actor, he was like little and cute, and he had like a bomber jacket on, and I remember all that. But anyway, he was really sweet. He was really sweet the other night. So is his wife. She's beautiful, sweet. So a very, very nice people.
The reason I bring that up is the first thing Dennis said before Dee Dee said, hey, remember that? He said, John and I almost worked together. He was telling his wife. He said, John, when I auditioned, this is Dennis, he auditioned for the Dukes of Hazzard.
That's so crazy.
He auditioned for Luke, for Tom's role in the Dukes of Hazzard. I think that may exist somewhere on YouTube. We'll have to look that up. Tony, if you don't mind, would you see if you can find that? Because it was It was great.
So,
Oh, excuse me. I remember we did drink champagne on the porch in Madison, and I burped throughout the whole damn podcast, and I'm going to do it again. Sorry.
John always does that when he burps, so he
I don't
doesn't
want you
have
to
weird
breathe it.
breath. He goes like that helps, but it's okay. I love John's breath no matter what. So
At least I don't do this.
well, thank you. That was great. That was really pleasant.
We used to do that in high school. We used to do that in high school.
And sort of the reverse effect that if you raise your, underneath and you have stinky there and you blow it, thank you very much. It's great. That's lovely.
And you have stinky there? Is that what you said?
I'm not stinky there. I keep deodorant on hand.
Neither am I.
Pretty much at all
I
times.
smell like Old Spice Volcano.
That's what he uses.
I don't know why they call it volcano. I mean, what does a volcano smell like?
Didn't you go to the CVS and just that's what they had in the CVS volcano?
Well, they had volcano. They had like
oh my gosh, I was so
lawnmower blade. They had all these weird. But I thought, volcano. Maybe that made us smell like a volcano. I don't know. But so it was great to see Dennis. We saw a lot of great old friends last night. We rented a TG Shepherd. Actually, when you see this, we'll have done the 3rd and Lindsley Children's Hospital event. That's actually tonight, right after. That's why I'm hoarse. Just came from a sound check. But he and his beautiful wife, Kelly Lang, are hosting an event that we did now for you, at least last night. And I've known TG for a long, long time. We came around a corner. We met a wonderful man who was talking about 15 years ago. He was a widow 15 years ago. He's since remarried. He wanted to introduce us to his wife, and she was sitting at a table, and I looked over, and I call him he's really the Mexican Godfather, and his name is Manuel. And Manuel is the most famous designer of Western clothing since Nudie. Okay, and if you don't know those names, look them up. But Manuel was sitting over.
I knew about Manuel.
He kind of holds court.
Really know about.
But he's got the Brando face. He holds court. And someone was about to introduce me to Manuel, and I went over and I looked at him and I was like that, and he looked at me the same. We hugged each other. Manuel and I have known each other for a very long time. He made the Johnny Cash, all of his dusters. Made all of Johnny's performance clothing, but he made the duster that I gave John. He made the duster that John gave me. In fact, here's a couple pictures of the duster. Quick story. I probably told it before, but I used to live with Johnny Cash. Yes, it's true. Johnny Cash said, "Don't ever be a name dropper."
For a year, right?
Yeah, at least. And we were sitting in.
He kept buying houses because June kept buying furniture.
He had to buy houses to put June's furniture in. Yes, it's true. Why do you have so many houses, John? Well, June's got to have a place to put her furniture. Because I sure don't want it in the house. But we were talking. That's not the melody. We were talking to each other, and somebody brought in a box from Manuel, and it was a brand new duster. And he said, this is my, it's a new duster from Manuel. It's my favorite. I love these clothes. And he said, you try it on. So I tried it on, and it fit me, and I went to take it off.
You're Johnny Bravo.
He said, no, you keep it. And I said, but you said it was your favorite. And he said, if it wasn't my favorite, I wouldn't give it to you.
Oh.
So it was great. So a year later, I had a duster that I used on the Trying to Outrun the Wind album cover that Manuel made out of jeans my great-grandmother had patched for me. And we were backstage at Fanfare in Nashville. And I had just gotten off stage. He was about to go on. And he said, that's a great-looking duster. I said, it's Manuel. I just got it. It's my great-grandmother. And this is my favorite piece of clothes ever. And why don't you try it on? And he tried it on, and it fit him like a glove. And he went to take it off. And I said, no, you keep it.
Oh, that's nice.
And he looked at me like, because he remembered, and he said, but you just said it was your favorite piece of clothing in the world. And I said, well, if it wasn't my favorite, I wouldn't give it to you. So how he paid me back was on his next album cover, he wore that duster.
Oh.
So if I've told that story before, I'm going to tell it 100 more times before I go to the great curtain call. But here's a couple pictures of that duster. First, me wearing it on Trying to Outrun the Wind, and then Johnny wearing it on his next album cover.
Honey, isn't that the album cover that's hanging up in Mad Love in Madison?
Yeah, it's hanging up in Mad Love in Madison.
So we love Kim and Jeff, and their restaurant's the best. If you ever go to Madison, Indiana, check out Mad Love.
Yep.
They've got all these guitars.
Doesn't
They've got
mean
a
they're
picture of
angry.
John. No,
It's just
I mean,
mad like Madison.
It's Madison
Okay.
love. It's so wonderful. They're so great.
Yep.
But they have a picture of John with that.
They have the album and the album
Yeah.
cover there.
And
Yep.
the album, yeah.
I feel like I'm in your light.
You usually are. I'm okay with that. I love you.
No. It just it looks like I'm in your life. It's
I know,
like an
you
actor
usually
thing.
are. You
Because
are.
we're nicely lit here.
I'm okay
So
with
anyway,
that.
we had a great time last night, and seeing Manuel was especially wonderful because
He was thrilled
outside,
to see you, honey. He
I was
so
thrilled to see him too. Doesn't he look like a Mexican
I
Marlon
love him.
Brando?
Oh my God. I could just tell he was just like a great guy, and that was fun.
And a rascal.
Yeah.
So they're doing a documentary on Manuel.
Anyone John to join?
They want me to join in, but I leaned into Manuel after they told me that, and I said, "How much?
How much you want me
What
to
do you
tell?
want me to? What do you want me to tell them?" Because I knew Manuel in the '80s,
And John was a rascal too in the 80s.
not Rascal Flats, but
No.
one of the
Rascal
great things out
with
in
a big R.
capital R, capital A too. Out front of the Detroit Cowboy was one of Nudie's cars. I
Beautiful.
don't remember if it's a Cadillac or not, but I've
The
ridden.
Boss Hawk car.
He said there were several of them, and this was the one that Kid Rock owns now. I believe that Nudie gave to Hank Williams Jr. when he was like 14 years old. Some crazy.
Right. They
Crazy
said that.
thing,
Like
yeah.
he was really young. 15. I think he's 15, maybe. Mister.
Yeah.
Mister. See,
I'd like to go on a train ride.
I didn't do
That's
that.
fine. You know what she
He's
does? She
like,
does it. She does it first thing in the morning because she knows I'm dead asleep for another couple of hours. Then she can say, "Well, I asked you and you said yes."
Well, there is a little strategery with that. But I always wake up at like 3, 4, 5, 6. And today, just before 7, so I slept late today. But I'm always up like 2 or 3 hours before John. So
Oh.
that's when I get the work done, a lot of work done, and planning and such.
Yep.
So, yeah, so you can always send me a text or email early in the morning because I'm up. John's still sleeping, but he should.
Why do you use that word?
What word?
Strategery.
Because I work for President Bush.
I know. Explain it.
That word.
I'm not asking
He
you.
would,
I'm
like,
asking
pop
you to
his-
tell the story.
He'd pop his head into the room and goes, "This strategery?" And he did that on a campaign. He did that on the transition committee. And he did that at the White House. So I heard
But
that.
he invented
for a
that
long
word
time.
intentionally, right?
He
A
did.
lot of those silly words that he would use, he invented
It's not silly.
intentionally. No, they were wonderful words. But a lot of people would say he did it because he didn't know any better. No. He
Well, too
absolutely
bad. So
knew
sad
better.
for them. Of course he knew better.
Let's say too bad, so sad.
Yes. President Bush did that on purpose. Hello. I mean, that's what he did. And he made up names for everybody and all that. He was great. Now, I love Trump.
Like Donald Trump, President Trump makes up
Trump
shifty
is
shit.
different, though. He, like, makes up names where he's like, "You're a jerk."
Mhm.
And he's good at that, too. So, you know, every president has their talents, and both of those presidents are great in their own way.
He certainly has a way of putting people in
Their
their
place.
place.
But did
And-
we finish why we're matching? I just want to make sure you all knew that I'm wearing a Metropolis dress. John is wearing the Metropolis shirt because we're in Metropolis, but I did want to add this. If we did say that, one moment, I love you, Superman's dad. We are going to, again, we're having the 50-state tour, but we already have Illinois. And guess where we're going to go?
I think Metropolis.
So that's
Right.
going to be more at the end. We're not doing it this year because John has a commitment next weekend, and that's Superman Days. And I think Dean Kane's going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
there.
Yeah, I think Dean
I
is going
think
to be
Dean's
there.
going to, and Dean's great. But next year, we're committing to Metropolis, and it'll be wonderful. And it'll be sort of towards the end of the 50-state tour. But how can you go wrong with Metropolis?
And I'm not sure if that's going to be, it's probably going to be the whole band, you know, the big show.
Or it may just be the general lit because tell everybody
Or
what
it
you
may
did
be the
last time.
car. It may be the car
It was on the
from
Tonight Show. I didn't know that the museum gal Morgan, who runs a museum, said, "Well, you
Oh,
know."
here's a picture of Morgan and I in front of, I think, the
And she's
coolest
so sweet.
Bob's Big Boy ever.
And they were painting it when we pulled up, and they recognized John. And so many people did, and they were so sweet. And we went to, I thought it was Fast Ed's. It was Fat Ed's.
Fat Ed's. I told you it was Fat Ed's.
I know you were right. I was wrong. That's rare, but I was.
Say it again.
No.
So we're
But it
going to
was
go to.
Fat That's it. But it was amazing. So maybe we'll get the general leader, whatever. But it will be huge. It'll be amazing. But it'll be the following year.
It'll be huge.
We have to fill a year. But with 50 states, not going to be hard. It's going to be busy.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be busy. I'd rather do the car from Earls of Perry.
That's fine.
Right.
I'm sure they'll be happy with
So it's going to be great. And when I was there before, but I don't think I saw the jump. I think the jump was either the day after I left or the day before I got there.
Said it was on the Tonight Show.
Yeah. Well, I did.
It was like a huge deal on the Tonight Show.
Well, they had me there, but I don't remember actually seeing the jump. But it was great. They have the world's largest Superman statue.
I'm playing the music going in. And John,
is that it?
and what's cool?
No, that's Star Wars again.
No, it's not. It's similar, but it's not. No. That's Superman. Yeah, that's Superman. So the new movie's coming out. So there's sort of like a
Red Rum
Superman craze. But to do it this year wouldn't. What? That's right. But do it this year wouldn't make sense because the tour is all kinds of different things. It's not like a boring concert tour. It's like, oh, here are the tour dates. We're going to do the same show every day.
It's not like a boring concert tour?
I mean, in general. Okay, let me explain.
A lot of people make their livings doing concert tours.
But this is Happy Birthday America. So if you do the same show
not about us. Not about us.
In Maine, California, Indiana, that's no fun. No, we want every state to have their own personality, and we feature something historic or interesting or unique in that state. That's what I mean.
I agree.
It's not the same show in every state. It's not like Happy Birthday America, we're doing 10 of the same songs. We're going to do a different show that reflects their history and their locality.
I never do the same show twice anyway.
That's true. He does not.
Nope. Can't do it. Not going to do it. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun, and we will be doing our Illinois portion. And I think a couple of times we're going to double up. We're going to wind up doing, because sometime next year I'll probably do a car show or a Comic-Con in a state where we're also doing a concert. We'll try to do it at the same time, but that gets really tricky. It's weird. I'm not drinking a lot. I just can't put my glass down.
Because there's no stem, because you broke it. That's what
They were here. They know.
Huh?
Whoa. That's why we won't
give up.
Hell no. Eskimo?
Eskimo.
Oh, God.
Freedom isn't free.
So we saw why we wound up seeing the Superman trailer is because we saw oh,
so good. And a lot of people have asked, how did you like it? Because we posted John with the gigantic thing of popcorn. So that's something. So John.
And yes, we did eat it all. Every bit.
We did.
Every bit.
So
and we were in IMAX.
John and Tom Cruise have a lot in common. They're both big stars, and they love popcorn. No,
Does Tom Cruise love popcorn?
He loves it. He eats a lot of popcorn like you do.
And
John does. He's like the popcorn guy.
I'm
and I love
Muppet.
it too, but he totally...
If I was a Muppet, they would call me Popcorn.
Truly.
But my
what a
God.
Great movie. I loved it. I want to see it again. Honey, can we see it again?
Sure. Yeah, I want to see it again too.
Because there's so many moving parts to it. I was just like, I want to make sure I get every second of it because it's so good.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, wait. Oh, no, and here's something going on over here.
And it's 3 hours, so you're thinking, hey.
And I tell you what,
great.
Tom Cruise is always great. The British guy, Simon, is wonderful.
Simon Pegg.
But I tell you what, Ving Rhames has never been better. He plays such a wonderful part in it. And, a lot of times they just he's over there, he's working on something, and he's
this one's different,
kind of throwing lines out this way. This movie, he connects so well with Tom. We won't know spoilers
tell
here.
You why,
but he connects so well with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And you feel the friendship, you feel the adoration, you feel the respect, you feel the love. It is wonderful.
And a lot of people people don't like Tom Cruise, and
Why?
we
How
love,
could you
we
not
love
like
him.
Tom Cruise?
I mean, we love him. We think he's so talented, but the Scientology they don't get, whatever. But I'm like, well, I'm
Well,
like,
but he doesn't run around and,
no, he
and
doesn't
flaunt
say
it.
you
He's
have to
not
be a
wearing an L-Ron rubber
Scientologist.
T-shirt.
Yeah, look, I think everybody can do what they want to do.
You can worship however you want.
Right. And some people don't agree with that. They think if you don't agree like I do with religion, you're out. I don't think so. I think everybody, because America is free.
America's free, and I'm
So
going to
you should be able
backtrack
to
a
do
little bit
whatever you
on that
want.
because there are religions that believe Christians should die, and I do
Well,
not
that's
believe
bad.
in that religion.
No, we don't like that.
If your religion believes that it is incumbent upon you to rid the planet of other religions, then I beg to differ.
That just happened in
Okay,
Denver.
my God.
No, well, maybe not Denver, but it happened in Colorado where they were like, they're shooting
Oh,
Jewish
my
people.
God.
I mean, I don't mean that. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not talking about that
America
either. Not talking about
is
that
home
either.
of the free. So it's like, even if I don't agree with you, I'm not going to shoot you, right?
Scientologists don't hurt anybody.
Mm.
And what's the other group that is such a forceful group is the Jehovah's Witness folks don't hurt anybody. The Mormons don't hurt anybody.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that's up to you what you want to do. But whenever you start shooting Americans and saying free, what is it? What are they wanting to free? Pakistan or whatever?
No, Palestine.
Palestine.
Free Pakistan. Give me that.
No.
Free Pakistan. You're going to break the bottom of your glass
I'm
off.
keeping it. No, I know.
Free Pakistan. That'd be something Homer Simpson would wear.
I know, but that's funny, though. It's funny, but it's not funny. I'm making fun of the fact that it is not your business. I mean, unless someone is shooting at you, it's not your business. Free Tennessee. Free Tennessee tuxedo. I mean, I'm just saying that
Oh, my God.
anything is good unless you're shooting people. That's not good. What? And
I think that's pretty funny. So anyway, the movie was great. And they do such a wonderful job of blurring the line between visual effects and actual stunts. And there's a real trick to that. You've got to have a lot of skill in order to do that. And Tom is out there. You know that he's out there on that
can't
biplane.
believe what he does.
You know he's out there.
Holy moly.
Probably the last things that they film. Nobody tells you that because he's a producer too, right?
On this one, you hate, you guys.
I'll bet you my baseball cards from 1960. God, I wish I still had those.
This is
that he does those shots last.
Skydance may be part of it, but before he kind of like just did Skydance, this literally said Tom Cruise Productions. He made gazillions, and good for him. He deserves it.
Absolutely. This is the first movie I have been excited like a little kid. You know, when you're a kid, you're like excited when new movies come out.
And it was so good.
Tom Cruise, as far as I'm concerned, Tom Cruise has saved Hollywood. And not just Hollywood. He's saved the whole notion of
industry.
Movies. He saved the industry. And he's got some other, he said he wants to live to be 120. He'll still be making movies.
I believe he will.
And unless, he screws up a stunt somewhere. But if he does, he'll love every second of it. He's an amazing talent, amazing guy. And we loved Mission Impossible. What is it, 8?
I'm not sure. I thought
Final
it was 7,
Reckoning?
but I'm not sure.
I think it might be 8.
We'll see. But what was the
and
movie?
nowhere in it do you go, oh, come on.
No,
there are some movies.
It was so good.
There are some movies like they're not like. There's no movies like that. But there are some movies where they push it so far that you go, oh, come on.
Yeah, right.
Really?
No, this one you believe
Really?
every minute of it.
And it's hard. It's amazing that you believe every minute of it because it is
Because it's kind of out there.
impossible.
However,
Right?
it's not because we won't give away the plot, but
Nope.
it's about the enemy being AI. Now, John embraces it more than I do. I hate it. I just don't like it. But John's like curious and he works with it a bit or whatever. And I'm like, for me, that's fake. But I think it's because I have a history degree, so I want nothing to do with the fake stuff. I don't like it. You're creative. You're an artist. So I get that. But for me, I don't like it at all.
I think it's a tool. It's a creative tool. Now, if it does turn the corner, like in many movies, and if you saw the other, but if you saw the Mission Impossible 7, in Mission Impossible 7, it's AI is trying to take over the world. It has turned the corner where it can make its own decisions. It can think for itself.
But in this
And
movie,
it's
they
great.
almost do it.
It's great.
It's like this
great.
close.
Well, in the one
folks.
before, yeah, it was really good.
It was great. It was this close, though. But here's another thing.
Being underwater makes you claustrophobic.
Oh, boy. Oh,
you may
boy.
want to
Oh,
go to the
boy.
bathroom during the submarine sequence because it's claustrophobic.
Yeah, John and I didn't talk about this, but, we won't give the details. However,
We're kind of are.
No, we're not.
Kind of giving a lot of details.
No,
We're sorry. Sorry, Tom.
We're talking in
Way to give it away.
No, they're teasers. So everybody shows the airplane. Well, Tom Cruise has done that well many times. It ain't about the airplane. We watched the movie. The airplane was fine, but it was all about the sub, right? Don't you agree? That was way, way, way more. It was like we were on our seats going, oh my gosh, and we knew he's not going to die, but it looked like he was going to. We're on the plane. He's done that a million times. That's child's play for Tom Cruise.
Well, and these were
jumping on the plane and hanging out, but on the sub, holy moly, that was
biplanes. Yeah, I saw something on and you've got to take all the press with a grain of salt. But I did see something where working on, I think, the previous Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise worked at it, so he was able to hold his breath for almost 6 minutes. And I don't remember which one of the movies that was, but that's crazy.
No, there was a movie where he went underwater and he had to do stuff or whatever, and then but this was even more that way. It was very suspenseful.
This guy is so dedicated to making entertaining and wonderful movies. So again, here we're drinking to Tom Cruise. I'm drinking to Tom Cruise. If you haven't seen The Color of Money, see it. If you like Bad Luck to Be Superstitious. If you like rough kind of crime, if you like Reacher, Tom did a movie with Jamie Foxx where Tom was not a good guy. I can't remember the name of it. Jamie Foxx, I think, was a cab driver, and it's great. So if you're one of those folks that don't like Tom Cruise for some reason,
you're just wrong.
Well,
but you're entitled to that.
You're entitled, but
you don't like it. It's a free country,
right? And free Pakistan. But
free Pakistan.
Google search.
Free Pakistan. That'll be the next T-shirt at John Schneider.
Google search the movie that Tom Cruise did with Jamie Foxx. And the acting is just, because Jamie Foxx is great, of course. But Tom Cruise with Jamie Foxx. And there's maybe only 3 or 4 other people, not a lot of people in that movie. And he is fantastic. And he's got gray hair in that movie. So God bless him for having gray hair.
But let me tell you what I'm excited about.
What?
With Tom Cruise. He's doing the second Days of Thunder. And I think John should be in it. So all of you should write.
Who was the older Yoda character?
Tom Cruise, all of it.
I think it was Robert Duvall.
Say John Schneider should be in the movie with you because you really do race cars.
I do.
Even if it's in the mud. And I think you'd be perfect in
dirt.
Date, whatever.
Let's get dirty.
So everybody should send a message to the Days of Thunder people and say, we want to see John Schneider. It'll be great.
Only if Robert
Free Pakistan.
We are not making a T-shirt that says, it's like the shirt.
You never know.
There was a shirt way back when.
Vote for Pedro.
Had an arrow pointing up that said, I'm with stupid.
That's not my T-shirt.
But
I'm smart.
But
just ask me
that. If you
Free Pakistan.
So if Robert Duvall doesn't want to do his role again, because Robert Duvall, I tell you what, God bless Gene Hackman. There's a couple of people that were in a very, very small group of actors. Gene Hackman, Robert Duvall. I think we're in a class unto themselves. Paul Sorvino, of course, is still, but Robert Duvall is still out there kicking.
And let's talk about the movie that Tom Cruise did with Paul Sorvino. The Firm. So good.
Wonderful.
Paul was in it not long, but it didn't matter. He dominated the time he was there. And we've said this before, I think, but Tom Cruise came in. He's kind of a short little guy, and Paul's big. He was really big. And he came in giving Tom the look like, you're dead. You're done.
Why shouldn't I have you killed?
Right. So apparently Tom Cruise is super duper good with lines. He doesn't forget them. He's very dedicated. He's one of those, not a lazy actor.
Oh God.
But when he got in front of Paul, he forgot everything. It took him the entire day to do that scene because he couldn't remember his lines because he was so intimidated. But to be fair, Paul Sorvino was very intimidating and Tom was young. So I get that. So
Great
anyway,
movie,
so
The
that was
Firm.
kind of fun. But The Firm's great. I
Great
mean,
movie.
it's very much an homage to Memphis.
Right, but you know, it's so funny that because of our lives currently, we happen to know a lot of lawyers. And I've known a lot of lawyers anyway. I'm sure you've known a lot of lawyers. But we have opportunity to speak with a lot of lawyers lately. Every single
I know where
really
you're going.
great lawyer that either one of us know, and we know some great lawyers,
Yeah, the
say
best.
the single most accurate movie with regard to courtroom procedure and the legalities of how everything operates. Take a wild guess. We'll give you 5 seconds.
I know the answer. Let me start. My
Cousin.
Vinny. It's so good. It's so good.
They all agree.
Oh my God.
That's the one. They forgive us, the folks that made The Firm. They say, you know, everybody stretches the truth and everybody moves legal procedure around their plot. But in My Cousin Vinny, they took great pains to move the plot around actual legal procedure.
Yeah, but to be fair, there is a difference between My Cousin Vinny and The Firm. The Firm is more about like a crime drama and all the things that go around the courtroom. They really weren't in the courtroom. Where, like, A Few Good Men, most attorneys think that sucks. I love the movie.
Well, but that was a military courtroom, though.
Right.
So
but I loved it. I thought
that's
it was
different
great.
protocol. Well, it was a play first. It was a wonderful play.
Right.
I actually saw. Gosh, we ran into him not that long ago. He was the Beast in Beauty and the Beast, the TV show. We ran into him. Not that Beauty and the Beast, the TV show with Linda.
Ron Perlman.
Yeah, Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman.
I saw him do the play, A Few Good Men, but I thought A Few Good Men was great. And I do understand, I mean, I don't understand the differences, but my understanding is that there's a great difference between military legal procedure and civilian.
I thought it was amazing.
Just like there's a great difference in every state in the Union follows a certain protocol, except Louisiana. Louisiana
oh, Lord, God
is under
Almighty.
Napoleonic Code.
Napoleonic Code. Now,
And
how well do you think that goes?
It goes great in Louisiana, but
No, it doesn't.
if you know it, you've got to have lawyers that understand. But I say that because there's a difference between legal procedures in, say, Tennessee and legal procedures in Louisiana.
That's a
But
good
there's a
point.
difference between Louisiana and everywhere else.
Yeah. I think
But
there's
still,
one more
breaking
state-
the law is breaking the law. And
Yeah, but it's different. It's very different there. And, we have really wonderful law enforcement and attorney friends there.
and gosh, oh wait, I'm sorry, we
And
do,
you
but
have to know several layers of law there.
I believe they shot My Cousin Vinny in Louisiana. Because, and
Really?
please forgive me, but I have a dear lawyer friend I haven't seen in several years. He was the guy that, he was, what do they call it? Like when you have a police officer on set.
Constable, advisor.
It was an advisor. There's another term for that, but he was a legal advisor regarding legal procedure on My Cousin Vinny. Oh my God, I can't believe, and he reminds me so much of Al Pacino. He's like Al Pacino incarnate. He's a wonderful lawyer in Louisiana.
Did you ever meet Al Pacino?
I did not. I know you
have.
did.
Yeah,
you did a lot.
Very sweet. I love Al Pacino. He's really, truly a movie star. And we've talked before that we don't think there are hardly any left. But we think Tom Cruise
Tom
is.
Cruise.
Yep. But Al Pacino's still
Brad Pitt. I think Brad Pitt is a movie star.
Yeah. I think you're more talented than Brad Pitt is, but he is a movie star. Am I wrong?
Thank you.
When do you think of Leonardo DiCaprio?
Well, I tell you what, I think DiCaprio, he's got his issues, certainly. But when he was a kid,
what are his issues?
He did a movie, I'm not going to get into his issues, but when he was a kid, he did a movie called This Boy's Life, with another guy who certainly has issues, which is the guy nobody likes anymore, Jake LaMotta.
There were a few of those.
No, the
I don't know.
Italian guy, for crying out
I
loud.
don't know.
He played Jake LaMotta.
I don't know Jake LaMotta. What are you talking about?
He was in Deer Hunter.
I have no idea what Deer Hunter or Jake LaMotta is. Do you? I don't. No idea.
Paul Sorvino is looking down on you and going, "How can you say that?"
Well, but I don't.
Who's the guy that just sticks? He lives with his foot in his mouth now.
I don't know.
He's Italian. He's one of the folks, the Godfather, Robert De Niro. De Niro. So De Niro is in this movie called This Boy's Life, and I think Ellen Barkin. I think
That makes sense. That's sort of
but
that group.
my God, Leonardo. I will not call him Leo. Leonardo DiCaprio in that movie. I don't know which side of What's Eating Gilbert Grape it was.
But people love that show. I haven't seen
Oh
it, but
my
everyone
God.
loved it.
What?
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Oh, it's very. You won't like it. You won't like it
Why?
because it's very odd. I liked it, but it's very odd. I mean, there's a woman in there that weighs like 600 pounds, and you won't like it because it's dark, very dark.
Yeah,
I like dark.
things. John likes dark things.
But I'm saying that because I think to the moon, Alice. DiCaprio's work in that movie was incredible. When he played, my God, I'm never going to break a glass again. I think everything that he's done has been great. I really do.
Well, I will tell you that I've met him, and he was really sweet and charming and unassuming. But I was with Paul Sorvino and Martin Scorsese, so I think he kind of knew his place. And I'm like just watching, right? I'm just enjoying.
I said Johnny Cash told me not to be a name dropper.
Well,
I was with Paul Sorvino and
I
Martin
didn't say it that way,
Scorsese.
but I was. I just was. So we went to Martin Scorsese, and of course they all love Paul. Paul was like, always like the patriarch. So we went, and a lot of people. Let me tell you something.
It was the Jonathan Kent.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Or the boss, the mob boss. So you can look at it in a good way and the mob boss way. But, people are infatuated with the mob and the mob.
With the mob? Or did you say the mall?
I said both.
Here, you take this glass.
Nope, I'm keeping it.
Oh, my God. So why did you ask me about DiCaprio?
Well, we weren't talking about him, but I just...
The Aviator, he was unbelievable. He was great.
Oh,
great,
I
The
loved
Aviator.
him enough.
Wolf of Wall Street, he was great.
Yeah. No, but my point is that, I kind of like to see how they are as people. And he was really sweet and nice. So was Al Pacino. There are others in that Italian group. No, not very nice. I won't mention them, but I will tell you that Al Pacino...
Excuse me.
Al Pacino and Leonardo DiCaprio are really sweet people. And unassuming. Again, I'm standing here next to Big Polly, so they're going to be nice. But, I just stood back and kind of watched.
We'll have you rubbed
and
up.
Even Martin Scorsese, what a lovely, lovely man. Lovely man.
Puts his mother and his father in all the movies.
Oh, gosh. So sweet. And the thing is like, I will just tell you what party. So Leonardo DiCaprio invited Paul to a party for... Martin Scorsese's movie about, I think it was Japanese missionaries. I don't remember the name of it, but it was sort of obscure. And let me tell you what LA did, because this is typical LA. John and I have both lived in LA.
Los Angeles, not Louisiana. Los Angeles.
Nobody went. Nobody went to the movie. That's kind of a joke, because in New York, everybody goes to the movie. In LA, it's like, oh, nobody goes to the movie. They just go to the party. Where Paul and I went to that 3-hour movie. I loved it. I thought it was great. Paul loved it. But all these other people in the room, the Soho House, which is great, but it's like C and B scene. So we were talking, and I called him Mr. Scorsese. I'm not calling him, and Paul called him Marty. So I'm like, know my place. I'm just standing in the background going, I loved your movie. Thank you, Mr. Scorsese, for the invitation. And it was great. But point being is in LA, nobody watched the movie. They all came to the party and and Martin Scorsese was like, well, what did you think? What did you think? Paul and I were kind of the only people that could answer because we're the only ones that watched the damn movie. We're in this little screening room. There are like 5 people in there. I thought that was crap.
But they showed up for the party.
See, that's LA.
Very
that's
LA.
Crap.
Very LA.
I don't like that.
We did have a
It's
wonderful
disrespectful.
time in LA, by the way, though, this
Oh,
last time we were there.
We did.
The Ruta event was great. The hotel was great, which was actually an accident. A happy accident. You know, sometimes accidents can be terrible. Sometimes they can be happy accidents. But I like to get tan. I hadn't been tan in a while. I like to lay out by the pool. We usually stay at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. It has a wonderful pool that makes you feel. It's a pool where Marilyn Monroe used to get tan. You know, so it's a real old Hollywood wonderful place. It's where the Academy Awards started, in their ballroom.
Yeah.
I think we told you that before. But they didn't have any rooms on the pool available, so she called the Beverly Hilton, which is not the Beverly Hills Hotel, Beverly Hilton, and got us a room on the pool.
At the pool with the cabana and all that. Right. And that is wearing the Golden Globes. And I've been there. It's nice.
Yeah, a bunch of times.
It's great, whatever. And then we get there and they're like, oh.
The pool is under construction.
And I'm like, what? Do you know how far we came? And this was
like, well, wait
my husband is all about the pool. What? I'm like,
we got a room on the pool. So there's no rooms on the pool, and there's no pool on the pool.
Hilton Honors, we're Diamond members, and then we get there, and there's nothing.
Hilton.
However,
thank you. I don't know if Conrad Hilton has anything to do with the thank you Hilton family, because she made a call, and we wound up next door at the
Waldorf Astoria.
Waldorf Astoria, which has an amazing pool on the roof.
Like it's
so it was a wonderful time.
It's kind of the rooftop in LA, and that's hard to do because LA is all about we're the this and
well, you know, you're not the for very long. And
I know, but right now the Waldorf is the rooftop.
Yeah. And it should be. The staff was wonderful. Amazing. The pool was great. The first day I was there, it was only like 68 degrees, was wonderful.
It was still
the next day it was like 85, and I was a little like, oh. And the next day it was in the 90s, and I got crispy. I got crispy crittered. Couldn't continue to do it. But Austin at the pool was wonderful. Mimi at the pool was wonderful. Aaron, who was a wonderful gentleman who comes in to
troubleshoot
the kind of the reopening of restaurants and things.
Yeah.
Victor at the lobby at the restaurant. I forget the restaurant name, but he was one. So they were wonderful. We had a great time.
And remember they brought us those lovely kind of Greek pastries while we were watching the Pacers game.
There were three different kinds of baklava.
We had a ball. So we went there and Dee Dee Dadigan. Donnell Dadigan.
Dee Dee won. We did her show.
I'm Dee Dee too.
Her radio show, which we're trying to convince her, Dee Dee, do a podcast.
Do a podcast.
It ain't hard, and you're great at it.
No, but she will. She'll be fabulous. And John, this was a show about TV dads, and of course, Jonathan Kent is the ultimate TV dad. So he was in studio, and then you have all these other people. It was like
who were children of TV dads.
Right.
Some folks from the Brady Bunch, some folks from My Three Sons. It was great.
The Waltons,
yes, and I knew a bunch of those.
This was a great show, so we're going to post it. So make sure and look on John's Facebook, and I always add to his Facebook.
Oh yeah, we'll put a link.
But it's so good, and Dee Dee One is so amazing. She really is the queen of Hollywood. She's so smart and so amazing and so great. So we went out there to do the radio show, and then we attended a show for Ruta Lee, who has done so much. I can't even name it, but she's 90 years old. And I can't even tell you, this show was like 2 or 3 hours long, and she was in and out. I'm like, I couldn't do that.
No, it was amazing.
And she was singing and telling stories and doing all these things. I mean, but this is true old Hollywood. I hate to say old. I would say golden Hollywood.
Classic Hollywood.
Golden Hollywood.
Joanne Worley was there.
Oh my gosh!
And I tell you what, I was so I got a chance. And Jillian was there. I hadn't seen Ann in years.
Boy, and her voice was beautiful.
And yeah, she did a great job. But Joanne Worley, I've been a fan of Joanne Worley for a long time.
Uh-huh.
And we've spoken about it. We've spoken about it that Ruth Buzzy and her wonderful husband Kent were friends of mine, and Ruthie passed away recently. And I got a chance to talk to Joanne about Ruthie, and I said, Ruthie and I spoke a lot about a lot of things, but I'm here to tell you that a good 80% of what Ruth Buzzy and I spoke about was Joanne Worley, because
Oh,
she loved
really?
you
I
so
didn't know
very
that.
much. Yeah, well, I got yeah. So it was a wonderful, what an honor to be part of that crowd. So it was great. I think we talked about that last week. You know, the line kind of blurs with me with regard to, because really we just talk about what we're doing in our lives. And by the way, we're here in Nashville. We're in the condo in Nashville right now. I got to jog around Music Row again this morning. I did the electric suit yesterday, but I did my jog around Music Row this morning. And there are two more damn holes in Music Row where they're going to build some other new monstrosity. And it just infuriates me that they continue to do this. I understand that you know, there's a piece of property that somebody paid not very much for, and now they've been offered a whole lot. Well, one of the spots down the road, there has to have been four buildings that
They
sold
took out
out,
a whole block.
and four more. It's a whole
It's an entire block.
It
It's
has
sad.
to be at least 8 homes or establishments or apartments that gave in and sold out to whoever's developing this property. And they're not even bad people. I'm just saying
But they made a lot of money.
I miss the old Music Row. Yes, I'm an old guy.
Baby,
I used to
when were you
jog.
here?
I used to jog Music Row in 1980. What?
When was your first year here?
1980.
Okay.
So I used to jog.
Jackie Gleason.
Bang, zoom. I used to jog Music Row listening to music that I was considering recording on a cassette, or as they say here in Nashville, or they used to, a cassette.
An 8-track.
A cassette. No, you don't jog with an 8-track.
That's
Over there in free Pakistan. Go free Pakistan.
I'm going to have 8-track and
Go
the
free
t-shirt
Parkinson's.
sing.
Go free Parkinson's.
Free Pakistan with the 8-track.
Please God, how much time do we have? 7 minutes. 7 long
Lucky
minutes.
number 7.
Any politics we want to talk about? Is Elon Musk really leaving the White House? I don't think so.
I think he'll always be an advisor, but I think the issue is, you know, and I worked at the White House, so I do get this to an extent. If you're sort of there as a volunteer for a while, it is a limited period of time legally. So that's what they're saying.
Like 150 days, right?
Yeah, but he can still
135
pick up
days,
the phone and say, hey, President Trump, this is what's going on. This is what I think you should do. Nobody can stop the president to take advice from anybody.
Right. Okay.
So I think it's good.
But I think he's got to go back and fix some, do some repair to Tesla and.
Well, he left all of that.
The stock is doing great, by the way. Tesla stock is doing fine. But I think he's done a wonderful job. I think Kristi Noem is doing. I think everybody's doing a wonderful job. Tom, you know, you don't hear a whole lot about the deporting anymore.
But you do.
Well, I only see it on like TikTok, frickin' TikTok. You know how annoying. I know everybody loves TikTok, but for crying out loud, it gives voice to people who really don't have anything to say.
No, I think Tom, they're doing their job, especially.
Oh no, Tom is doing his job.
Especially
Absolutely.
the people that are rapists and killers and such. They're out of here, and they're not making any apologies. They're just doing it.
No, but Gavin Newsom is still trying to protect those people. Come on, for crying out loud. And that clown in, my gosh, where is it? I don't understand. We've talked about this a lot. I don't understand how people who are elected by the public, basically by popular demand, they are elected to protect and serve the people who elected them and the people who didn't. You know, they're supposed to protect and serve the people who didn't vote for them as well. But they're protecting and serving illegal immigrants.
So,
I just don't, especially the ones who are proven dangerous criminals.
So, sweetheart,
What?
I'm going to put you on the spot. It doesn't matter what level. It could be county, city, state, federal. Right now, who do you want to say is a great public official? Anybody. Who's a great public official?
Well,
It could be a law
2
enforcement.
mayors named Bob.
Good one.
My brother Bob.
Bob Schneider up
Right.
in
Up in Stamford, New York, and our mayor in
and First
Madison.
Lady Susie
Yeah.
in Stamford, New York. And then there's Mayor Bob Courtney who's going to do
Regatta.
Yeah. I think it should be the court down, but it's really a countdown. because
Because
he's
of
Bob
Courtney. Oh, that's funny.
Courtney.
That's
But
funny.
anyway,
But
and
those
then
are great
First
people.
Lady Tammy, she's so great.
Yep.
Susie and Tammy are both great. And believe me, the women are very important. You know what I mean?
But on a big, big scale, I think President Trump is doing a remarkable job.
Oh, I do too.
And I don't think he's forgotten for a moment that who he works for. You know, he knows he works for us. He doesn't need this job. I saw some stupid thing on X, you know, the artist formerly known as Twitter, the other day.
No, I love
It said, "Oh, Donald Trump is taking billions of dollars from
Honey,
no,
X's are people.
I know, but no, there's a bunch of
great.
a bunch of
Well, there are a bunch of idiots
well,
out there.
it's okay. I mean, you're supposed to be able to
Free speech.
voice your opinion, and I think it's great. But I fire back at them always. I fire right back at them. I say, well, he doesn't need this, and he's actually losing money to do this. So what is your point?
Yeah.
What is your point? Anyhow, I think we're in really good shape. I think we finally have gotten the inmates are no longer in charge of the asylum, and we're celebrating stuff. We found I got to tell you half of the story. I only want to tell you half of the story, but scammers are everywhere. I got a scam today that said, "This is the final notice. You've got to pay your violation in the state of Indiana."
Traffic violation.
And I'm looking, it looks very official. It's like, well, wait a minute. Why would anybody know my number?
Don't fall for the scammer.
My phone number is not attached to my license plate. Now, maybe in many places they are, but mine is not. Mine's a new phone number, and I have a temporary license plate. So they tried to get me to pay $4, $5, whatever. I didn't click through, but our Uber driver,
to get the credit card info.
Our Uber driver, who was not from here,
but knew
heard me talking to her, and he said, "Don't click on it."
No, don't
click on it. Folks,
don't click on anything. And if they say John Schneider wants to talk to you, I'm sure he would love to, but there's no time in our life. He doesn't.
But you know, we talk about these scams all the time. I got scammed. She got scammed.
Yeah.
We're pretty smart, at least we think we are.
Yeah.
Which is probably a bad sign. But there was a country artist that I had known years ago that was supposedly doing a podcast. So, because there was one really nasty person I think on your Facebook that said, "Well, how can you be so stupid to fall for blah?" Well, F-O, first of all.
They're good at it.
Here's how good they are. They used a name that I knew.
Really good at it.
And they wanted to do a pre-interview, which happens if you do Fox and Friends. It happens if you do the first time you do Newsmax. First time you do anything, there's usually a pre-interview to make sure that the technology works.
And they were asking John all this personal info, and they got
they didn't get the personal info.
But they
said,
got into his.
We'll just remote. Can't remember what the thing is. Basically, they asked for control of my laptop.
Right. And now, then I came up the stairs.
Well, wait, I'm not there yet.
This is a scam. You're done. Screw you. You're done. I knew that the Indian guy was not representing
But it was a scam where she put me on the phone with a guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're very, very good at it.
Yeah. So don't fall for it. No scammers.
Don't fall for it. But what that did is that made me go to my Facebook because I'm thinking, I wonder if these people got into my Facebook. Because I was on Facebook when they took control of my laptop. But the guy was so clever because he was saying, "I would like to do this and that, but I can't do it without your permission." And I didn't give it to him. Okay, I didn't give it to him. I asked him how to do it. How do I do this? How do I do that? Well, I can take care of that, but I said, "No, just tell me how to do it." Because of that, I looked at my Facebook. And because we have a lot of followers on Facebook, and it's largely because of the food, thank you very much.
And drink.
I noticed
in trouble
that, you know, there's a thing called monetization on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok and all those places. So if you're an influencer, you monetize your page. Well, in the monetization section, it shows you where the money goes. And there was a name on there, thank God. It
was Pakistani.
The
free Pakistan. It was so Pakistan.
But there was a name a mile long where this money was about to go. Thank God I caught it. And there was a list of a couple other places too. So I saw where the money was going. for the last several years, and I saw where the money was about to go. And where the money was about to go was not me. It was not her.
It may have been Pakistan.
It was, would you stop with the Pakistan thing?
Saying.
There's nothing wrong with Pakistani people.
I didn't say there was anything wrong, but free Pakistan is
But
good.
anyway, so
I'm wearing it.
So I found out, and I think, because I'm now engaged with Facebook trying to figure out a way to get them off. I was able to change the bank information, but not the name or the kind of business. I'm kind of doing this so that I'd be on record as saying I'm trying to change the name on the account and I think right now it's listed as a sole proprietorship, which it's not. It's a corporation. It won't let me change those two things, but it did let me change the banking information.
Point being is the scammers are really good.
They are so good at it.
Don't click on anything. Don't ever think John's going to have a personal relationship with you.
I'm not on Telegram, okay? I'm not on Telegram. I don't
It's all scams.
We've talked about this.
Every day. People ask me, did John message me?
They are so good at it.
They're so good at it.
But they did turn the light on to where the money was going, and I'm thankful for that. Thank you, Pakistan. Or
free Pakistan.
Whoever that was. Whoever that
Pakistan.
was. So there was a light at the end of that tunnel, and it was not on the front of a train.
Yeah, it was good. It's all good. Okay. But one more thing, because we're out of time. The timer's done.
Is it? Why didn't it make a noise?
It didn't make a noise. You didn't have the noise on.
It's not my phone. It's not my dog.
It was noises off, like the play. But please let us know in your state.
Oh, look, lawyers. Love
Always. Let us know in your state or another state that you know, because there are a lot of states that have not responded. What is a good place where it shows the history of your state? It's a beautiful venue. We don't want the cookie cutter big state. We're not looking for that. We're looking at what represents your state? Where can we stop, have a story, do the documentary, and celebrate your state with the 250th.
You keep talking about a documentary. Are you shooting a documentary as well?
This has been Drinks with Dee Dee. Is yes. Did you forget that part? You didn't have that much champagne. You lost your stem, but you didn't lose the liquor.
Cut yourself. Easy. Oh, you did. Give me that.
Ow! Let us know great places in your state. We are done with Drinks with Dee Dee and John.
Well, this episode. Give me that.
I love you.
I love you too.
How come?
I have no idea.
Woo!
This has been Drinks with Dee Dee and John.
And John. Love you. Let us know where we can go in your state, please.
Let us know. Let us know. Let us know.
Let us know.
Give us suggestions. We're not guaranteeing we're going to go there because, there's a lot of things that we have to work out to go there. But we do want to celebrate. There's nothing wrong with the big cities. There's nothing wrong with them. But we want to celebrate. We're more rural, just in our souls. Okay. So we want to go to places like this wonderful place. If you haven't been to Metropolis, please go.
I'm wearing a freaking dress with Metropolis with the shirt. Everyone's like, "What are you wearing?" Well, Metropolis.
We're not like that. They loved it. They said, "Oh my God, that's beautiful. What are you wearing?" Same thing with me and my shirt. It was great. Okay. Thank you for being here.
Woo!
You take care. There's been Drinks with Dee Dee.
And John.
And we're sorry if we confused you, but it's what we do.
Free Pakistan.
Free Parkinson's.
Free Pakistan.
Please let it stop. Okay, enough. Goodbye.
Give me a smooch.
I think we missed